Listen, ladies and gentlemen, 50 Cent Curtis Jackson. He continues to troll Sean P. Diddy Combs. We all know these two, just the arch nemesis. We all know going back to New York City, the hip hop scene, the king of New York. Where do we even start? We're going to break this all down because 50 Cent. I'm not even sure if he had this shirt on, if he put it on real fast or what, because there's a lot of different pictures of 50 Cent at this game. Mind you, 50 Cent was courtside for the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks. The Knicks fell from 121 to 130. Surprisingly, 50, being a New Yorker, I think he was rooting for the Pacers, but I'm not going to get all into it. He seems to be very high on Tyrese Halliburton. Shout out to Tyrese and them. But I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Sean P. Diddy Combs, he is just in a world of trouble. We all know he's currently on trial, and this case and everything, it seemed like it's more and more shocking details, as, the hour, the minute, the second. It seems like it's never going to let up between this situation with Diddy. You hearing more and more people get involved. We all knew of the crazy, things that was coming out involving Cassie. Now reports are coming out involving Kid Cudi. It's a lot going on. It's like, what kind of life was being lived over there, in the Combs household? That's what you start to ask yourself as more and more details come out involving this. But 50 Cent, come on, he know what he was doing, knowing that everybody was gonna see you there, everybody was gonna say something, but it is what it is. 50 Cent believes Diddy, is headed, for a nice amount of time, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. This whole free Diddy campaign, a lot of people talk about this and that, but I believe Diddy and his team was paying people, I believe, $100 a day if they were seen wearing this. Because I seen Diddy, not Diddy, I seen to be honest with you, it wasn't even, this is why I'll try to tell you, it was a lot of different images. 50 Cent was actually wearing a ball main t-shirt as more and more stuff comes out, because the shirt looked like it was an AI generated image, as I see it. But 50 Cent was trolling people going down there and getting paid, and he let it be known that he was going to work, possibly 2 days, or 2 hours or something that they was paying people. I forgot how much they was paying people an hour, but I think it was $20 or something that they was paying. So Diddy clearly is trying to get a team of people down there, supporters, whether they have to be paid off or what. Mind you, this is being reported. We don't know 100% sure if it's facts that Diddy's team is the one putting this out in terms of the shirts and the whole campaign. But it just don't look good. The more and more stuff that's coming out involving Diddy. But I do want to tell you that he had a Ball Main t-shirt on. I believe that's the shirt that he was wearing. And obviously, the free Diddy shirt. Because, I mean, come on. You in the middle of Gamebridge Fieldhouse. There's a lot of powerful people in attendance. Everybody that was somebody was at that game in Indiana. What people don't understand is New York, they got all the celebrities, all the stars. They want people rolling into Indiana. And if you're the New York Knicks, you got to be ashamed of yourself. This series, the Knicks this series in all likelihood should be a tie series. It should be 2-2, but the Knicks blew game one. And when the Knicks eventually blow this series, they could always look back to game one and what happened. That's where the series went completely downhill. They were supposed to secure that game. I believe if the Knicks secure game one, they secure this series. They're not even in the middle of all this BS, that has occurred. This is just a travesty if you're the New York Knicks. The Knicks, the number one media market capital, a city starving for a championship. You see the fans, they just don't know how to act with just a little taste of success. And for the Knicks to blow game one at home, I could see it's bad enough you blew the game, but at home, so I mean, come on, you got to protect home court. I just want to know what's next. Are the New York Knicks going to get eliminated at home? That because that's the question I got at this point. How far is this going to go? The Indiana Pacers are clearly the better basketball team. The Knicks, like I said, they getting. If you want to say they getting out coached, call it what you want to see. But clearly the Indiana Pacers are a better basketball team than the New York Knicks. They built differently, and the Knicks, they're just not suitable to handle these young flying Indiana Pacers. They play very fast, and they got the Knicks a little offset. And they're going to have to get themselves together if they have any chance of winning this series. I believe the Knicks do win game. They win the next game. What's that, game 5? And I believe we do come back to game 6 in Indiana. And I know that a lot of people had the Knicks in 6. It might be the Pacers in 6, but what I will tell you is this: who's to say that the Knicks, facing elimination, don't go into Indiana for game 6 and beat them? It's going to be an uphill battle, but these games are close. The Knicks, they somehow, I wouldn't say they figuring out Indiana, but they are basically understanding them a little bit more and more, since especially in the beginning of the series. You see them going deep into the bench today. I had a feeling they was going to bring Precious into the game. They brought him in. I think that this series is far from over. The Knicks, the way they played today, they played okay. They just fell on the road. If they play with this effort in New York, they should get the calls. Things should go their way. So I'm expecting the Knicks to still extend this series. And let's see what happens. But Indiana clearly is in the driver's seat. You would be silly not to acknowledge that. They are in the driver's seat of this series, and in all likelihood, they're going to win. So let's just hope for some competitive play. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Salute to everybody, that's rocking with Flight Sports TV. This whole situation with Diddy. Let's get in the comment section. Let's talk about 50. Why does 50 Cent? He won't let up on Jay-Z either. It seemed like 50 want to be the last one standing when this is over. He always came at Diddy with the puffy juice, and he never was in that circle of guys, or he never wanted to be. But we'll leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV. If you're new, most definitely hit the subscribe button. Let's get in the comment section. Let's get interactive. You already know what it is.